Hello again. A video currently doing the rounds on social media is of a regrettable incident which took place in the South London district of Croydon on Friday. Those familiar with Croydon will be aware that its vibrant and multicultural nature not infrequently leads to confrontation between members of some ethnic groups and the police. Such incidents usually involve members of the African and Caribbean communities. When dealing with the police, and also ticket collectors and London transport inspectors, by far and away the best policy is to speak to them quietly and politely. If a ticket inspector wishes to see your ticket, just show it to him. If a police officer asks you a question or wants you to stop for a moment, then do as he requests. This makes life easier not only for the officials, but more to the point for you yourself. None of us want to waste our lives talking to London transport officials or police officers, and the fewer dealings we have with them in general, the better that most of us like it. It is in our own interests to cooperate, to make any sort of encounter with these people as quick and peaceful as possible. It is an unfortunate fact of life that some black people are like weapons with hair triggers, always ready to go off at the slightest excuse. A police officer asking them to halt their vehicle can be enough to cause them to put their foot on the accelerator rather than the brake. Ask them to stand still for a second and they're apt to bolt off and run away down the road. Civil inquiries will be met with a torrent of swearing. I am afraid that Croydon has more than its fair share of such people. There is a big fuss going on at the moment about the shocking fact that a black woman was arrested on Friday and that she had a small child with her who was distressed at the sight of his mother struggling with two policemen and shouting her head off. A video of part of the incident is on YouTube and I give a link to it in the description to this video. The MP for nearby Vauxhall, Florence Echelome, has raised concerns over the video and tweeted, "There is a distressing video circulating online with a woman handcuffed in front of her young son. Please be careful sharing this online to help protect this young boy who is very traumatised by the situation. Myself and other colleagues have raised this with the Mayor of London." All very disturbing, and there are the usual accusations flying around that the Metropolitan Police are institutionally racist. What actually happened will probably not surprise viewers, and nor will they be amazed to hear that ethnicity and race played no part in the actions of the police. Ticket inspectors, accompanied by police officers, were cracking down on fare dodgers in the area. Fare dodging is something of a sport in Croydon generally amongst all sectors of the population. The team boarded a bus in Croydon and asked to check people's tickets. A black woman with a young child refused to cooperate and got off the bus without showing that she had paid her fare. Police officers then asked to speak to her, whereupon she began shouting and swearing and then tried to walk off. She was detained and matters escalated from there. There was a lot of shouting, struggling, she was handcuffed, and the young boy was indeed looking distressed. In the end, it turned out that she had paid her fare and was allowed to go on her way. MP Claudia Webb, who was thrown out of the Labour Party a couple of years ago after being sentenced to prison for harassment, she threatened to throw acid over another woman, said, "The most disrespected person is the black woman. The most unprotected person is the black woman. The most neglected person is the black woman. The Met Police is the boot of the state. They do not care about black people and black women in particular." Following which she threatened to throw acid over the Commissioner of Police for the metropolis. Well, Actually, I made that bit up, but one can so easily imagine her doing so. And all this was caused simply because a woman who had paid her bus fare refused to show her ticket or speak to the police. Whose fault was it that her son was traumatised by the row which followed? This kind of thing is common enough when black people are asked to do something simple by the police, and it's led to some awful results, not just in this country, but in the United States as well. Who can forget George Floyd being asked to sit in the back of a police car and doing all he could to avoid complying with this simple request? It is my observation that in many such cases, black people really are the architects of their own misfortune.